Right, this is bifold doors, the first part. So, these are from Express Bifolds in Leeds, thanks to Liam Griffin on Oakwood Garden Rooms for his recommendation, so I've gone with them. Over 4 meters, or sorry, over 3 meters, they send the frame separately in parts and you have to build it up. If you get 3 meters, the frame with the doors in is sent as a complete unit. So that's something to bear in mind if you don't want to put the frame together. I went for 4 meters, so I've got to build the frame, then hang the doors in it. So the bottom track has got this stainless steel runner in. Then they mark them up left, right, top, bottom. This corner I've already done. And the way it works is it sends you this fixing pack nicely laid out. And these aluminium joining pieces slide in. I thought they were going quite hard to get in, but they're actually just slide in loosely. There's 2 per corner. They slide into the channels. There's a small thin one which goes in the front. This is the inside here. So the inside's got the lip on it here. That slots into there. Then you bring them together. Then you have these pieces which have got little Allen keys in. You drop them in here and they sit then in here, and that's where it goes stiff. So there's a hole on this side. You go through here and that tightens up into here, pushes this stiff, and it all goes rock solid. So even though that's loose, and that's in, dropped through here and tightened up through that hole, it all goes solid. So you can see I've done it here. There are the pieces, and those are the holes you tighten them through. Same on this side. And as you tighten them, you can get this exactly to match. Tighten this side a bit, then this side, then this side, then this side, and it comes together. The bottom's exactly the same, except you need to fill this channel up here completely with silicone, only on the bottom piece, so that any water that drops through these weep holes doesn't run out the side here. It just carries through underneath into the sill, runs out the front of the sill. So they suggest you use a neutral silicone. So I've got one that's neutral silicone. I think if you just use a cheaper silicone, it can react with the rubber and react with this on the edge of the glass. So get a neutral silicone, and that's it. So I'm now going to do the other 3 corners, and I'll show you when it's done on the way with the doors. Just a point to note when you're doing the frame, on these corner pieces, they came packaged 4 here, 4 here. What I didn't realise was that 4 of them are thick and 4 of them are thin. So I put all 4 thin ones, put 2 thin ones there, 2 thin ones there. So when I came to do this, I had 4 fat ones left, they wouldn't fit in. So make sure You separate them out, take them all out and put them together as a pair. One thin, one thick. And the thick one goes on the hinge side of the frame, and the thin one goes on the inside of the frame. Then you'll be able to do the bottom. Just on the bottom, this is basically how I filled it with silicone. I will now push this in. This is the fat one, so it goes on the inside. Like that. Thin one goes on the top, and the small piece goes in there. And then I'll put them together, do them up. That's the picture of it, how it goes together. But just bear that in mind, thin one, thick one on each corner. Right, I'll put this together and then see when it's done. One more little tip. The thick one, the screw hole, or the gap to allow the screw to be tightened through the frame is off center. So that has to go in the right way up. If you put it in the wrong way up, you can't get the screw in and do the screw up. So, just there you can see the hole is towards the bottom. So make sure you have the shorter piece towards the bottom. So the hole, you can get that in to tighten up the screw. If you put it the other way around, which I've just done, on the other corner, you can't do up the screw. So, make sure you get that. The right way up. Right, see you when this is done. Right, that is the frame done. That was much harder than it looks, because the first issue I did was put the two narrow ones in there and the two narrow ones in there. So I had to take that apart, swap them over. Then I had them the wrong way up in there, the large ones, the wrong way up. And then when I redid that, this corner wouldn't go together properly. I couldn't work out why, and eventually realised it was because the thin strip hadn't gone into the channel. It was below the channel and it was pushing this apart. So what should have taken an hour probably took 3, but it's done. So just look out for those little pitfalls you can fall into, and you should be alright. So make sure you separate out the thick and the thin aluminium connectors for the corner. Make sure you get the thick one the right way up so the screw can go through, and make sure those thin connectors are in both the slots. And then the last thing you have to do is put some more silicone on the outside here, just to cover up those screw holes and cover up the bottom of those punch little things with the connector blocks with the Allen key threaded screw. Just cover the bottom of that with silicone, and that is the frame done. So next weekend I shall be fitting the sill and standing the frame up and fixing it, and hopefully fixing those doors in. So see you then.